How's it going, guys, and welcome to 4MR Ranch. Now today I wanted to share a quick video with you on the latest gun cases that I am currently using in support of filming stuff on the channel. So if you're like me, you probably, when you make a day of going to the range, you don't want to bring a couple pieces of gear. You want to probably maximize your effort and time by bringing a handful. So me personally, I always bring 3, 4, sometimes even 5 different rigs because I'm collecting different data, doing testing, putting things through their paces to where if I had individual cases, it would just be too much. So what you see in front of you is the Nanuk line of cases that I'm currently using. Now these are some really solid, just well-built cases. I definitely would say they're comparable, if not, somewhat better in some regards to Pelican cases. The difference being that Nanuk is actually a Canadian company. So another US ally, good quality cases, good materials, made by good people. So full disclosure, Nanuk did reach out to me to see if I'd be interested in playing around with these. I said yes, because I can always use more cases. But truthfully, you'll notice the scuffs on this case, especially the last handful of range trips, I have brought these out. So this big boy here is the Nanuk 988. And this is fitted for 4 simultaneous rifles at a time. And the Nanuk 935 is a 6 handgun case. So vertically stacked handguns, some magazine cases. Of course, I'm gonna show you inside, but just letting you know what you're looking at here. So the Nanuk 988 has a series of 6 pretty heavy duty latches. It's not something that you can accidentally unlatch because you have to actually hit the tab down and then lift up and then out. So it's kind of a 2-function case here to then open it. So it's locked down solid. You actually have 4 different locking points, steel reinforced, before you can get into the case. So and you can see a series of 4 hinges. They have actual steel inserts here. So everything is built really well. This thing feels like a freaking tank. And for comparison, this is about the same footprint as a Pelican 1740, which I had previously been using. My Pelican 1740 had the pick and pluck foam, where I basically size it to have 3 rifles and some handguns. The pick and pluck has been falling apart, so I was actually in the market for a new case. This is solid foam pieces with pre-cuts. The disadvantage to that is, and I'll show you some B-roll here, it doesn't necessarily fit every single platform. What I'm actually gonna do is get a hot wire cutter and kind of expand the cut opening so that I can fit more in here. It really seems like this thing would be perfect for your classic 16-inch barreled, like AR-15 that only has about a 10-inch handguard. But as I'm sure many of you are aware, what's becoming more and more popular is not only having the handguard about a 15-inch going almost to the end of the barrel, but having auxiliary accessories on there, which this case, as it currently sits, doesn't necessarily, unfortunately, isn't necessarily a one-size-fits-all. So I think you may need to do some tweaking or modification. With weight considerations in mind, once you get 4 kitted rifles in here, it's gonna get really heavy. Me personally, I've only been running it with 3 and then tucking some extra equipment in between the other slots, or because of the limitations of the foam size, what I've been doing is disassembling some of my uppers and just kind of staggering and tucking. Here's exactly how I recently went out of town, where I didn't necessarily want to bring everything with me, but just the essentials. So I have my range belt and holster. So obviously that fits in there if you don't have the 4 rifles. And you can see I have a variety of things. So I had my hearing protection. I do have a can for both of these uppers that are in here, just kind of tucked in. Also have an extra light in case with a nice QD mount on it, so I can kind of swap things around. You can see I have a variety of mags tucked all over the place. And I do have a handgun tucked in on the other end here. So I have that, again, extra mags. You can see I got batteries, got a couple boxes of ammo in the bottom. Again, there's a lot of volume here, but if you make it too heavy, it's not gonna be too fun. So it works well with my Spear SBR. You can see that I actually put the skinny stock in the side that's intended for the butt stock. Now, speaking of butt stocks, like this Magpul one here, too fat to go into this side. So that's where I actually break down the lower and the upper on this 14.5. Again, just getting creative. So I'm able to fit these 3 things here. Now, if I wanted to run my handgun separate in that other case, then maybe I want to run an extra upper. So again, sky's kind of the limit. I can do whatever I want. I'm probably gonna end up notching away some of this foam just to make it a little bit easier, but there's a lot of stuff that can fit here, a lot of different combinations. Just thought I would show you briefly what mine looked like. For contrast, their 935 case has 2 latches and 2 steel reinforced locking points. This thing just opens up and you are presented with the 6 different handgun slots. Now the difference being, and both of these do have wheels by the way, but this guy, since it is carry-on size, and again, the case is gonna be the same, but they changed the inserts. This actually has a handle so you can actually wheel it around, because again, this could be with a camera insert where you can actually take it through airport security. Obviously with the handgun insert, and especially filled with handguns, that's going to be a bad day for you if you try to go through TSA with this. But just letting you know the features, both do have wheels. They're basically just different sizes, different footprints, and fairly modular. Now, taking a quick look at the handgun case, you do have this like central insert that could be removed, so you have a little bit more volume to store various gear there. One thing that I wanted to point out is that there's these little rectangles that come pre-installed, and if you're careful, you can just kind of remove it. Just some glue holding it down. The reason I point that out is when they're installed, and you can obviously just put them back in there, it's great when you have a handgun that doesn't have a light. It keeps everything positioned the way it's probably intended, but if there is a light and you leave that there, then it's going to set a little too high, especially once you start putting a red dot on top. So when you remove those, then the handgun's going to sit in properly, and that is obviously a good thing. Now, just showing you some variety. This is, this is a Streamlight, so it's pretty common in terms of footprint. Here is a Surefire. So, and this gun also has a magazine well flare there. So it's a tighter fit, but it does fit. And even with how tall that is sitting with that hollow sun on top, I have not had any issues with the case properly closing. So that is the good news there, just kind of showing you what to expect. And like I said, there are the magazine inserts, so you can throw your different magazines. It's kind of all together, all organized. You see what you got with you and potentially what you might be leaving behind. So kind of nice tool. So like I said, just kind of thought I'd share with you a little bit behind the scenes what I truly am currently using to bring my gear to the range. They've been holding up fine. I really enjoy them. Obviously when you get to larger cases, they're gonna get heavier, bulkier, but given how much stuff I can pack into this one case and that has wheels, it's pretty convenient. I actually like that it has this handle here on the side. My back may think otherwise in a few years, but with 3 rifles and some gear in here, I actually kind of just carry it like a really heavy briefcase, throw it in the bed of my truck and call it a day. So it's working for me. I thought I'd share it with you guys. Again, they set up discount code 4MR so you guys can save some money. I honestly don't believe that's an affiliate link unless they plan to send me some commission down the road, but nonetheless wanted to be transparent that these were sent by them. I like them, so I thought I'd share them with you guys and recommend them for you. Hopefully you can find this information useful. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to stop by the channel, and as always, have a good one.